Hi, my name is Mary Spender and you are watching Tuesday Talks. And in this week's episode, I'm going to do a Q&A around a dance in Denmark where I'm on tour right now. Okay, so big dream of mine was to go on tour this year and luckily have managed it. I'm supporting the Brothers Landreth on their EU dates, 7 shows in 7 days. This is the first moment, or the first sort of daytime period where we haven't been in the van. So it's been really nice just to be able to walk around a dance here in Denmark and see something rather than just maybe some roads. But the shows have been excellent and I'm really, really honoured to be on this tour. So I thought I would answer some of your questions around this beautiful town and see what we get up to. Thanks to everyone submitting their questions. I'm sorry that I can't get through all of them, but most of these come from my Patreon page. Mark asks, "Hi Mary, what's your practice regime like?" I don't really have one. I play a lot. I try and write songs. I try and practice songs. For this tour, I was practicing my songs wherever I could. I've been busy away with work quite a lot, so I've been in hotel rooms, even just on acoustic. And then sound check right now is my practice. Getting any practice time whilst being in the van, not very productive. So yeah, sound check has been the time where I've been like warming up my fingers. But back home, I've been trying to do an hour a day, and I have a bit of a psychological block when it comes to practicing because it reminds me of having to practice classical music, which I did kind of enjoy but also didn't enjoy. So practicing guitar for me is a lot easier than practicing viola like I used to. So time kind of disappears. But what I've been trying to focus on is do half an hour of scales, really master some of the basic stuff, and then do half an hour of chords and really get my chord knowledge up. But starting simple again, just starting from the beginning, really making sure I know the foundation. And from that, it's inspired other songs. So you have to build a practice regime that works for you and keeps you interested. So whether you have 5 minutes a day because you have a family, you have a full-time job, you have loads of stresses in your life, if you just get that 5 minutes, that's all you need. You just have to be consistent with it. So try and commit to 5 minutes a day. Keep your guitars out of their cases. Keep them on the sofa so that you're drawn to them. They're not hidden away, out of sight, out of mind. And yeah, just do something that works for you. Don't look at everybody else. I hope that helps. This guy is kind of awesome. Trevor asks, what details can you provide in advance about your gig on the 14th of December? At 229, the venue, time on stage, set list, will there be a meet and greet? I would love to do a meet and greet. If demand is high enough, I will most definitely be signing CDs after the show, taking pictures, just like I've been doing for these support slots. Set list wise, I'll be playing pretty much every song that I've ever released. If you have any requests, please make them known on all my social media and stuff. If you're going to be at the show, let me know what songs you want to hear. Time on stage, I think I'm going to be on pretty early. What I would love to do, my ideal scenario, is to do an acoustic set first, just solo, and then come on full band after a short break. So kind of like open for myself. But we'll see, because I mean, that would be really nice. That would be really fun. Just an alone moment with you guys and then come on and do a proper full band rocky set. So yeah. If you're in London, 14th of December, I've got a show. Please come along. It's cold. It's cold in Denmark. Logan asks, if you were to go back in time to see any band or musician live in concert, who would you see? Oh man. I would have loved to see Nina Simone. I would have loved to see Jimi Hendrix. I would have loved to see maybe Joni Mitchell in her prime. Who else? There are so many musicians that have, left a legacy after they've passed away. Jeff Buckley. Can you imagine seeing Jeff Buckley, hearing that voice, being in the presence of all those voices? Yeah, it's a real shame. Great losses, and most too soon. But But there are a lot of incredible musicians living now that I can't wait to see too. So, who would you like to see or like to have seen? Martin asks, "Hi Mary, I'd be really interested in your thoughts on the evolving patronage platforms. Identities are blurring: creator, mentor, producer, consumer, patron." What can I say? Patreon itself has changed my life. Everyone who goes over there and supports me on that platform has given me the freedom to keep producing all the free content. It's why I do the sponsored videos too. It's really, really important to be able to keep offering things to everyone who wants to view them at no cost. But at the same time, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, I have to make money. We have to do that to survive, to buy new gear, to be able to come on the road. The road is extremely expensive, and it's why I haven't been able to do it until now. Making a record, extremely expensive. Completely luxurious job. I am totally aware of how lucky I am to be able to do this and have the drive to do it. And, I'm blown away by the support that I've achieved. It's completely changed my life. For my kind of music, it's not meant to be popular. And yet I found my people. I found my niche. I now get to work with incredible, talented creators, guitarists, producers. Coming on the road with the Brothers Landreth, a dream come true. And that's all down to my Patreon supporters and everyone that kind of supports me everywhere, follows me on Instagram. All of that kind of adds up. So for Patreon to exist, the work they're doing for creators, liberating them, giving them freedom, it means that we can just connect with the audience rather than having a middleman. And for me, that's I can't see it working any other way. So I only hope they keep evolving. I hope people keep using them. I hope people keep supporting their favorite artists when they are able to. I don't want anyone bankrupting themselves. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? I think they're incredible. I think they're only going to keep evolving. Ryan asks, what is your favorite non-guitar piece of music? Okay, I'm going to go classical here, but not classical in the way that you might think, not Mozart, not Beethoven, not that kind of music. Instead, there's a 20th century British composer called William Walton, who I thought was divine. His music was incredible, huge orchestral pieces. He was a very well-known British composer. He wrote 3 string concerti, one for viola, and he wrote one for violin, and then he finished with one for cello. And I was lucky enough to study those at university. I tried to play the viola concerto, but it was a little bit out of my skill set when it came to viola playing. But I still really enjoy that piece of music. And with music for me, it takes me back to places. It reminds me of memories, and those concertos are just magical. So, there we go. Ooh, also Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto No. 2. That is badass. Badass. It's quite cold here. Ilana asks, do you identify as a singer-songwriter who plays guitar or guitarist? Or do you even bother making a distinction if there is one? I think I'm a singer-songwriter who plays guitar. When people ask me what kind of music I make, I just say I sing and play electric guitar, really. Keep it kind of bluesy. But hopefully the music speaks for itself, and I don't ever want to limit myself. I'm doing so many different things, making videos, making podcasts. I think creator is quite a nice thing to describe myself as, but singer-songwriter, I think it kind of implies that you play guitar and accompany yourself when you're saying you're a singer-songwriter. So that's kind of easy, but usually you have a little bit more time to explain if people are asking questions. So I obviously mention guitar, but really, it doesn't matter. Just do you. Nick asks, if I remember correctly, you talked about considering doing a headline tour, but wasn't sure yet or hadn't figured out everything. What would your ideal tour look like right now? This is my ideal tour because obviously I haven't been on the road for 2 years, maybe 18 months to 2 years. And that's a really long time for me not to be performing. So it feels really, really good to be out there. And then I also have the luxury of performing to the audience that know and love the Brothers Landreth. And they've been selling out these shows. So for me to step up on stage to a full room, oh my God, absolute dream. So yes, it's not a headline tour, but that's okay. I am loving watching these guys perform every night, and I'm learning a lot. And I think this is the first stage. This is why people jump on support slots before they actually end up doing their own headline shows, because you have to tread the boards a bit. You have to get back into it. And I would love to do a few more support tours before embarking on my own headline tour. Saying that though, I do have my headline show in London on the 14th of December, if any of you are interested. Tickets will be linked below. But yeah, the main obstacle is really it's really me getting out and performing. So this was the first step, and God, I'm having a good time. Andy asks, hi Mary, where were you born? At the gig the other night in Hamburg, you mentioned that it was somewhere close to Hamburg. Yes, I was born in Rinteln in Germany because my dad was in the army and we lived there. But I moved back before I was very old, so I think we moved back before I was 2 years old. But yeah, I was born in Germany, for any of you that care. Dennis asks, I see you're becoming a guitar collector. How many do you have now? I have 32. Lol. Dennis, that's not enough. You need more than 32. No, I do not have that many. I have my two Vigiers. I have the carbon fiber guitar. I have my PRS Silver Sky. I have a bass guitar. I've got my Ernie Ball St. Vincent. I've got my Martin. I've got an Orangewood acoustic. Oh, that's 8 already. I've got a little Spanish guitar that I bought in Berlin for like 30 euros. That's 9. Then I've got my first guitar. That's 10. Oh my. What have I forgotten? I think it's probably about 10. Maybe 11. Yeah, but they all do different things. And also, I'm allowed. I'm a guitarist. They're the tools of my trade. 32 is incredible though. I'd love to see what you have. Please send me photos. Philippe asks, what is your warm-up routine for both voice and guitar? Before these shows, I've actually been attempting to warm up. My voice, I have a few techniques that I'd probably be embarrassed to show you because, I mean, they make you look a bit mad, a bit insane. But what I want to concentrate on is making sure that my register is accessible, so the high notes and the low notes, and make sure that I can switch between the two kind of seamlessly. So I do a lot of sort of like, I can't do it, especially when there are people around. But I do a lot of sort of scales, singing-wise. Guitar-wise, I really... in this cold weather right now, before going on stage, my hands are usually really, really cold. I play so badly when I have cold hands, and actually it's really unpleasant. So I try and make sure I'm doing warm-ups, if I actually show you, like making sure, sort of warming up your wrists, making sure you actually just sort of like get the blood flow going. And I actually just need to do this generally right now because it's freezing. But yeah, make sure your hands are all the ligaments, everything. Maybe like use a table and sort of tap each hand, make sure your knuckles are okay, and then play the guitar, sit down with it, give yourself a moment, and maybe just run through things really slowly at first, and then just warm up. And I play a lot of chords and just get both hands working and get them in sync, because yeah, without a warm-up it's hard. And I've done that so many times and always wondered why I've been playing badly for my like opening songs of a set, and then it gets better as I go on. It's like, oh, because I'm warming up while I'm on stage. That's rather unprofessional. So I'm trying to make sure from the first song I am there, ready and able. So make sure you warm up both things. It's like warming up before going to the gym. It stops you getting injured, stops you doing any damage. So yeah, that's my routine. Charlotte asks, I was wondering if you have ever visited the Martin Guitar Factory in Pennsylvania when you were in the US. I haven't yet. I hope to. I want to go to Nazareth. I am so excited. I have seen Angela Petrilli visit the Martin factory. I've seen other friends go there, and it looks great. And it's quite near New York City, like a few hours outside of New York City. So maybe one day I would love to. Absolutely love to. Maris asks, "Hi, I want to ask you how you learnt to play guitar. Did you use some guides? Which?" Okay, I know I'm not that old. I'm 29. But when I was learning guitar, it was very, very different. And I was teaching myself. So I had to print out tabs off the very early stages of the internet. Nowadays, you have YouTube channels dedicated to showing you how to play guitar. Everything you need to know, from pentatonic scales to songs to, really bizarre and crazy techniques. So how I learn is kind of irrelevant. The best thing I can suggest is learn your favorite songs. Songs really challenge you, and then you also have something to perform. If you're just learning techniques all the time, and I know this isn't the main priority, but if you do want to share that with someone else and you want to perform in front of them, if you're just playing some crazy, I don't know, some party tricks, I like to call them, that's impressive for a second. But really, if you get people singing along with you to your favorite songs, that's really, really special. So learn the songs, and then everything else will come. Daniel asks, "Do you still find time to get out for a bike ride?" Right now, it's hard. It's hard even just going out for a little jog. We've been in the van all the time. And back home, the weather is not all that pleasant. So I haven't been out cycling. I have been hitting the gym hard, and I really enjoy boxing now. So that's one of the things I've been doing. But I really hope to get back into bike riding. I'm actually going to do a little bit more with Francis Cade, who I love his work. Check out his channel if you're into bikes. And yeah, we'll see what I can do more of. But I've got some plans for next summer, for sure. Ross asks, "In your ongoing pursuit of a musical life, what levels of success do you aspire to, and are you willing to share them aloud?" I have spoken openly and honestly about having the pinnacle, because you have to have something kind of outrageous to strive for. If you have something that's easily accessible, you might actually achieve it. And then where do you go after that? So I have set my sights on selling out Wembley Stadium. Sounds ridiculous. That's an 80,000 cap venue. I can probably barely sell out an 150 cap venue right now. So 150 people to 80,000, that's a lot of work. But it doesn't really matter about whether or not I achieve that. It's about enjoying the process. So I really appreciate that I get to play to a couple of hundred people every night right now as support act for the Brothers Landreth. I have people coming up to me afterwards saying that they love my videos and that it's maybe like inspired them to pick up the guitar. All your comments underneath the videos, underneath the pictures on Instagram, all my Patreon supporters. That's success. I don't really care about whether or not other people think I'm successful, and I don't really care how do I put this? I don't really care what other people think. It's more like, can I keep doing this? That's the success that I want. I want to be able to wake up every day and keep just moving forward, developing, changing, evolving, making sure I'm producing stuff that people do like. It's an ongoing pursuit, as you mentioned. I can't do anything else. I am driven to do this. I know I'm lucky to have that. And that's probably from my early life of being told that I couldn't do it. And I have a chip on my shoulder about that. And it came from people that probably should have been inspiring me, not telling me to stop. So, I like proving people wrong. And I think probably some of you do too as well. So if there's someone in your life that you really, really want to prove wrong, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure you're doing it for yourself, not for them, because whatever went on in their life to put you down is kind of sad. So, I don't know. I kind of want to just make sure that I'm building a community around this, being open and honest, always being completely myself, and just making sure that I can just keep on doing it. I love all the different strands. I love making the videos. I love making the music. I love performing. I love talking. Yeah, I love meeting new people. Just want to keep on doing that. Hope that answers your question. I'm now going to warm myself up in a coffee shop, so please like and subscribe. If you want your questions prioritized, then maybe sign up to my Patreon. You can join for as little as $1 a month. And thanks to everyone over there who supports me already. I really, really appreciate it. But otherwise, I will see you very soon.